nos regala mi corazón. Mariachi Águila de San Antonio. Qué bonito es mi rancho y el pueblo en donde se encuentra. Ver mis caballos que corren por toda la gran pradera. Qué lindas las mañanitas, frescando sola al sol. Con mi café en la mano, lista para el día que viene. Ay, 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 qué bonito es mi rancho. No hay tierra más pintoresca en este mundo. Ay, 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 más bonitas son las noches cantando con mi guitarra hasta el cielo. Me gusta la temporada, cuando llueve casi a diario, apaga el estado ganado y da vida a terreno. El sonido de las vacas, perdiendo un draganero, con otro té de los caballos, hacen bellas melodías. Ay, 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 qué bonito es mi rancho, no hay tierra más pintoresca en este mundo. Ay, 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 más bonitas son las noches, cantando con mi guitarra hasta el cielo. ¡Viva mi rancho! you see that Liz Etsy?
Yeah, she has to be here. I think she's like the representative of our school.
Ooh, nice. Smancy.
How are we gonna do it with our hats on? Should we take off our hats actually? Because we're seeing.
My hair's probably all messed up.
Oh no, same.
Just get this. They'll lean in.
Yeah,
They'll lean.
we'll be fine. We'll figure it out. It's.
Y volver, volver, volver a tus brazos otra vez. Who's calling me? Yo sé perder.
Okay,
I guess I'll take it for now.
yeah.
And then I'll put it back on this. Este amor apasionado anda todo alborotado por volver. Voy camino a la locura y aunque todo me tortura, sé querer. Nos dejamos hace tiempo, pero se llegó el momento de perder. Tú tenías mucha razón, le hago caso al corazón y me muero por volver. Y volver, volver, volver a tus brazos otra vez. Llegaré hasta donde estés y yo sé perder. Quiero volver, volver, volver. Nos dejamos hace tiempo, pero se llegó el momento de perder. Tú tenías mucha razón, le hago caso al corazón y me muero por volver. Y volver, volver, volver a tus brazos otra vez. Llegaré hasta donde estés y yo sé perder. Quiero volver, volver, volver. They always want to record on that song. So I guess just stay with me. Stay with me. And I'll try my best to keep it in the middle when we need to do it.
Wait, no, yeah.
Just stand in the sun. Smile.
I can't hear, bro.
No? Okay. Don't do that.
Because I don't think I have room anyway.
inmigrantes hacia el norte, la luna nos va guiando en esta noche tan fría. Somos indocumentados, pero no fuimos los primeros. Pero porque mi batalla está bajo escrutinio. Todos andamos en busca de una vida más segura. Nuestro chofer está aullando, súbanse a la limusina. Yo no tenía boleto para un tren o avión, pero vale la pena el riesgo para salvar mi familia. Está muy caliente adentro, los niños están llorando, no podemos arrullarlos, estamos muy encerrados. Esta historia no es única, exorcista todo el mundo. Inmigrantes enfrentados, discriminación y crueldad. Todos andamos en busca de una vida más segura. Nuestro chofer está aullando, súbanse a la limusina. Yo no tenía boleto para un tren o avión, pero vale la pena el riesgo para salvar mi familia. Ay, ay.
Good morning and welcome to the State of the District, a journey of transformation. We want to please remind you guys to enjoy our wonderful refreshments. We have breakfast tacos and a continental breakfast table. Please enjoy. We will be beginning at 8 a.m. Thank you once again for coming to State of the District for San Antonio Independent School District.
Okay, cool. Árboles.
We'll try our best.
Yo sé que tienes un nuevo amor, sin embargo te deseo lo mejor. Si en mí me encontraste felicidad, tal vez alguien más te la dará. Como la flor, con tanto amor, me diste tú. Se marchito, me marchó y yo sé perder, pero ay, cómo me duele, ay, cómo me duele. Si vieras cómo duele perder tu amor, con tu adiós te llevas mi corazón. No sé si pueda volver a amar, porque te di todo el amor que pude dar. Como la flor, con tanto amor, me diste tú. Se marchito, me marchó y yo sé perder, pero ay, cómo me duele, ay, cómo me duele, ay, cómo me duele.
Good morning and welcome to San Antonio Independent School District State of the District. Thank you so much, Brackenridge High School Mariachi Aguila. We want to remind you all to please enjoy our breakfast, complimentary on both sides of the Alamo Convocation Center. Thank you once again for joining us this morning. And quick reminder, we will be beginning at 8 a.m. Thank you once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Brackenridge High School Mariachis. Please give them a big round of applause under the direction of Mr. John Nieto. Beautiful job. Great students. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be starting our State of the District show here in a few moments. Before we start, please help yourself to the great breakfast being served by True Flavors, our vendor partner today. Take the breakfast to your table, and we'll be starting promptly at 8 a.m. We want to thank you again for being out here at San Antonio ISD. Thank you so much.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Buenos dias. Good morning, everyone. Let's give our students from the Mark Twain Dual Language Academy a round of applause. How lovely was that? Well, good morning. My name's Marina Gonzalez, and I have the privilege of serving as the president and CEO of the San Antonio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And it's my honor to be with you this morning to welcome you to the SAISD State of the District Breakfast. Thank you all for taking your time today to be with us. And as we begin our program, I do want to recognize the wonderful students that welcomed us, Los Caballeros Distinguidos from Briscoe Academy, those adorable kids in the front in their suits. Let's give them a round of applause, too. Thank you, students. We were also greeted by seniors of the SAISD Student Advisory Council who are joining us for this event this morning at some of your tables. So if you have a student with you at your table, they are very talented and dedicated to what they do. Please welcome them as well. You know, events like this are a labor of love, but they require a lot of community support and engagement. So we're honored to also have with us some distinguished guests that I'd like to take a moment to recognize. First of all, we have District 3 City Councilwoman Phyllis Viagran is here. Good morning, Councilwoman. Our District 2 City Council, that's written wrong. Our District 5 City Councilwoman, Terry Castillo, is here. Let's give her a round of applause. From the Office of Texas Senator Roland Gutierrez, Katie Farias and Alyssa Light are here. Katie, Alyssa, thank you for all that you do on the state level. From the Office of Texas Representative Ray Lopez, Eleanor Lopez is here. Thank you, Eleanor, for being with us. U.S. Representative Joaquin Castro's office has Emily Chavez here today. Good morning, Emily. Thank you for representing our congressman. And the leadership on the San Antonio ISD Board of Trustees, our board president, Cristina Martinez, is here. Thank you for your leadership. Your vice president of the Board of Trustees, Alicia Sebastian, is here. Secretary of the Board of Trustees, Art Valdez, is here. Along with our distinguished trustees, Ed Garza, Leticia Ozuna, Patty Radel, and Sarah Sorensen. Let's give them a big round of applause. We're also privileged to have the mayor of Balcones Heights, Susan De Leon. Thank you, Susan, so much for being with us. It's so great to see a room full of people and be able to gather this morning. We have so many business leaders and community leaders here that are with us. So thank you so much for joining us. And as most of you know, right now we are currently in legislative session for the 88th legislative session on the state level. And there's no better time to come to become more informed about our politics of how that affects our public school districts and advocate for what is needed for our students. We are proud at the Hispanic Chamber to have recently partnered with our friends at the San Antonio Chamber for Viva San Antonio event, our day at the Capitol in Austin last month, and we encourage all of you to take today and learn a little bit more about what we're doing there on the state level to support public education right here in our community in San Antonio and Bexar County. So thank you all for your ongoing support and the opportunity to partner. Additionally, for many years, our San Antonio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, in partnership with the San Antonio Chamber, have co-hosted this event along with the SAISD Foundation to shine a light on the really core concept that great cities need great urban school districts. And that is very true. So thank you all for the opportunity, and Judy for us being here today. We really appreciate your leadership and all that you're doing. Let's give Judy a big round of applause. We're proud to be here again and celebrate all the impressive work and accomplishments and dedication SAISD continues to do for our children. I'm also proud to stand here on behalf of the Hispanic Chamber to celebrate fellow Latino and Superintendent Dr. Jaime Aquino, who's here. Ay, sí, señor. I believe this is his first State of the District, so we are really excited to, no pressure, we'll hear from you in just a little bit, sir. Thank you so much for your leadership. Our city is really honored to have your leadership here. At this time, it is my pleasure to welcome my friend, colleague, and current chair of the Education and Workforce Development Committee for the San Antonio Chamber, Miss Mary Lou Reyna. Let's give her a round of applause as she enters the podium. Thank you, Mary Lou.
Thank you, Marina, and thank you for the Hispanic Chamber for all you do. Your leadership in the community is phenomenal, so I'm so glad to follow up with you. I'm pleased to be here this morning celebrating the students of the San Antonio Independent School District. It truly brings me so much joy to see all this young talent among us, from the mariachis and yes, from the young men that were all dapper in their suits this morning. It fills me with a lot of pride. You see, I am a product of SAISD. I am here as the chair of, yes. I'm here as the chair of the Workforce and Education Council for the San Antonio Chamber, but I'm a graduate of Highlands High School. I won't tell you what year. Woo, go Owls. I still today, and I thought this was important to share with you, I live a stone's throw away from the campus. My parents live on one side of the campus, the front side. I live on the back side of the campus, and I wouldn't have it any other way. My councilwoman is here, Phyllis Villagran. She is doing amazing things for the district. It brings me so much joy to serve in District 3 and, again, to be part of Highlands High School. We have family members that are still going there. And, again, I remember being here on Friday nights. I thought I'd throw that out there. Highlands always had a great football team, and I was a head photographer for the yearbook staff my senior year, so I was always in the stands taking pictures or on the sidelines taking pictures. But that was my first introduction kind of to journalism. I was on the yearbook staff, and I swear I think that was the catalyst of my career in communication. So I think along with my degree at St. Mary's University that followed high school, those were the two things that helped me, again, build my career in communications, marketing, and public relations. So I'm here today to make sure that I share that story. You might take journalism or a yearbook class to get an easy A, students, but it could also help you pursue your dreams, and you find your gift, and you find your purpose and your career. So almost everything you do in high school, you may be taking it lightly, but at the same time, there is a path. There is a path, so thank you. I realize the economic development of our community depends on the success of our educational institutions. I'm seeing a lot on the news, school closures. It breaks my heart to see the struggles, but it takes us all working together in partnership for shared success and shared accountability. The San Antonio Chamber works to help connect community leaders who understand the value of education's impact on our workforce and our quality of life. That is what we strive to do on the Education and Workforce Council. We have representatives. I've been started to chair this council in January, and I have been blown away by the way the folks on this council participate. We have a couple of hundred people online on our meetings and at least 50 people that show up early once a month for our meetings, school districts, representatives from the universities, our Alamo colleges, of course our business community, and folks from workforce and economic development, all coming together to elevate the economic vitality of our beautiful city. It is all linked to the access and the performance of our schools. And we share the responsibility to ensure that our schools have the resources they need. When students achieve their goals in education, we know everyone benefits. On the rolling slides you'll see during the program today, you're seeing just a few students who are thriving. Please take time to read some of their bios, like Luz Moreno and Nicholas Alonso, a recent graduate from Sam Houston High School's first graduating class in cybersecurity, an amazing story. So please take the time to read what these amazing students are doing. We have high expectations for SAISD and what our students can accomplish. And I hope you leave here this morning inspired to join in the efforts to make a difference for young people in our community and contribute to their present and future success. I am proud to extend a special thank you to the partners that help sponsor today's event. So again, you'll see our sponsor slides. HEB, folks all over town have come together. Linebarger, School Innovation Collaborative, Please, Pape Dawson, again, some of our business leaders and our community partners that have sponsored. So thank you so much to all of them. Make sure if you see them, if you're sitting at their tables, thank you. Speaking of sponsors, we do have Wendy Kaufman. Wendy Kaufman is with our title sponsor, IXL. Please help me welcome Wendy.
Good morning. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing in this enthusiasm that we have for SAISD. And it's a pleasure to be a partner with the district. So if you have any questions, just let us know. But thank you.
Thank you, Wendy, and thank you, IXL. We really appreciate you coming in as a partner. I now have the distinct privilege of introducing the man of the hour, our SAISD superintendent. I did a little bit of reading on our superintendent, and I found that he is such a passionate and compassionate human being. His stories of growing up in a loving family, also experiencing tragedy, overcoming challenges, have led him to an impressive 35 years in education. But the teachers, administrators, and support staff who walk through the doors, he is here and committed to not only developing the students that come through and try to learn at our schools every day, but the teachers, administrators, and staff support who walk through those same doors as well. I am elated to know our school district is in his hands. He is, as they like to say, a teacher of teachers. Please help me welcome Dr. Jaime Aquino.
Buenos días, familia. Okay, let me try it in English then. Good morning, everyone. You can do better than that. Let's try that again. Good morning, everyone. Okay, that's much better. You took me back when I was in the classroom and I began the day by saying, good morning, boys and girls. And what a good way when they all said in unison, good morning, Mr. Aquino. So thank you. Thank you for being here. And it is an honor for me to address you today about our district journey of transformation by keeping students at the center of our leadership. As Marilu said, this is my first state of the district. I am into the 10 months in my tenure, and I am ecstatic. I feel like I said to someone earlier, I feel like I've died and landed in heaven in the great San Antonio Independent School District. Let me tell you why I am so happy when Eloy from Briscoe Elementary, one of the distinguished gentlemen, I wish somebody would ever call me distinguished. So, but I introduced myself to him, and he said, I'm Eloy, and sir, you look good today. So he made my day. So, as someone who came to this country as an adult immigrant and still struggles with English, it is an absolute honor and the privilege of a lifetime to stand in front of you today as the superintendent, or as I like to be called, the teacher of teachers in the San Antonio Independent School District. This country has given me opportunity beyond my wildest dreams. Who would have thought that someone like me from a third world country would be able to stand and land this role? So as I stand today in front of you, I am reminded of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream, a dream that every child, regardless of background, would have the opportunities to achieve success. And I share that dream. I want to see a future in San Antonio, in Texas, and why not in this great country of ours, where all students have the opportunity to pursue a life without boundary. This is personal because I stand in front of you as San Antonio. I am San Antonio ISD. I look like my kids. I share their stories, their struggles, and their hopes and aspirations for a better future. So I urge all of you to join me in making this dream a reality for the youth of San Antonio, for a more brighter and more equitable future for all. But this dream will not be possible unless we have great schools in every single neighborhood, because a child's educational destiny should not be determined by his or her zip code. And as I reflect on my tenure since I assumed office in May of last year, I'm reminded of an important story that has grounded our administration's priority. It is a story about the Maasai, an African tribe who demonstrate their commitment to the next generation well-being through a traditional greeting. The Maasai's greeting is Kaserian Ngeri, which in Swahili means, "And how are the children?" This simple greeting has profound significance as the tribe reflects their belief that the future and prosperity of their society are interwoven with the well-being of their children. When I first learned about this greeting, I knew this was a powerful message that spoke to the core of our district values. From the outset, we prioritize students as the driving force before every single decision that we make. That's why we began by having the distinguished gentlemen, the mariachi from Breckenridge High School, the students from Mark Twain, greeting us and leading us in the pledge in two languages. The ongoing commitment to placing students as the center of all we do has been integral to the journey of transformation. We aspire to provide every student with a high-quality education that we all receive. And I encourage you to join us in asking ourselves, and how are the children? Our decisions around this concept, all our decisions center around this concept. So to establish a clear understanding of our state of the district, I want us to anchor our conversations today by listening to the voices of our students. And I want to introduce you to a San Antonio ISD student who has a personal call of action for all of us. Ramiro Lopez is a Fox Tech senior and a student advisory member. He's part of my student advisory council, just like those who are sitting at your table. Ramiro is a leader today and a leader of our community tomorrow. Please join me in welcoming the great Ramiro Lopez.
Thank you, Dr. Aquino. I don't know about great, but it was very appreciated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to start off by personally thanking Superintendent Dr. Aquino and President Martinez for allowing me to speak with you all today. It is really, truly a privilege to be a keynote speaker at the State of the District this year. To say a little bit more about myself, my name is Ramiro Lopez, and I'm a junior at Fox Tech High School. I currently serve as a representative of the SAISD Student Advisory Committee, while also fulfilling my duties as the Texas YMCA Youth Secretary of State. I was entrusted by students across the state with this position, and along with my Youth Lieutenant Governor Ryan Lee of Houston and Youth Governor Vanilla Melapati of Dallas, we are entrusted to advocate for those same students across the state. Our motto for YMCA Youth in Government is democracy must be learned by each generation. And with each generation comes the responsibility of having to lead, which is why I'm here today. When I was a young boy who attended SAISD school district, I could have never imagined the opportunities given to me today. And like many other students, I faced the realities of a disadvantaged neighborhood within San Antonio. I do have an amazing mother to thank for raising me to be the man I am today, but many students didn't get that same love and comfort needed. I know many students throughout SAISD who simply needed someone to advocate for them to ensure they're given the resources to overcome any challenges that may come their way. And I'm here to advocate for those same students, to give you their perspective on issues challenging our school district. Because student leaders like myself reflect the hard work of our nation's youth and the progression of confidence to overcome all of our adversities. And as leaders, our actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more. And we must set the example for the people around us and generations to come. Take into consideration in many of the students in which you make decisions for. Ask yourselves, can you be confident in saying that your students' voices feel heard and respected? It is important for the decision makers within our education system to seek that student perspective. And you must be held to a higher standard to ensure that your actions inspire your students to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more than what they could have ever imagined before. Much data from across the country demonstrates that the education system has underserved specific minority populations within our communities. And I would sadly be considered a part of those minority populations. Ensuring equity within the education system and learning environments across San Antonio given to us students via the Constitution of the United States to make certain the work in which you do will serve and improve those same underserved communities. But these issues aren't new. By researching and preparing for this speech, I learned of many different student leaders throughout our city's history. But there is one in particular I'd like to highlight and mention. Her name is Mary Lillian Andrews. Now, Mrs. Andrews went to Incarnate Word High School and was a graduate of the 1960 class. When she was 17, she was elected president of the local NAACP Youth Council. And she wrote letters to her local store managers. She wrote letters to local store managers in downtown San Antonio asking them that they can provide equal service regardless of race. Ms. Andrews helped organize youth rallies across the city of San Antonio to establish an effective plan of action for demonstrations. And she set a deadline for those same store managers to respond to her letters. I would like to read a quick quote from one of her letters that she sent to those same business owners. Youth of all races in San Antonio go to school together, ride the bus together, enjoy municipal recreational facilities together, but they cannot sit down and eat in your store together. Help the youth of San Antonio realize that the principles stated in the Holy Bible and Constitution of the United States can be a living reality in San Antonio by abolishing the discriminatory practices within your store. As a student advocate, I would reiterate her words by saying the youth of San Antonio realize that the principles stated in the Holy Bible and Constitution of the United States ensure that we are guaranteed an equitable education system. And by abolishing and eliminating the discriminatory practices within our education system, we are ensuring that Mrs. Andrews' words does not go unheard. The youth of San Antonio realize the youth of Texas realize that our education system isn't perfect, but we are more than willing to cooperate with the adults around us to improve our education practices. And we must allow students to take control of the learning environments, and the adults around us must help cultivate the learning environment for us students. And I'm here to be an advocate for the youth of Texas, to ensure that their perspectives are being heard and respected. Since Ms. Andrews' letters, we have made many different accomplishments as a school district, but there is still work remaining to be done. The work of leaders like Ms. Andrews will continue through students like me by ensuring our decision makers are being held accountable for their actions while also demanding them to take us seriously. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the considerable work in which many teachers, administrators, and staff do around SAISD. Because like all of you, valuing our district workers is very important to me. Because without many teachers, administrators, and mentors, I wouldn't be able to speak with you all here today. And ensuring that these irreplaceable people are given the accurate amount of resources to ensure their success will ensure the success of students across San Antonio. And we must continue to cultivate a sense of belonging within our communities by providing opportunities for our teachers to perfect their craft, advance their careers, and make good livings for them and their families. Because from a student perspective, once we start lacking in any of those areas, we are not just failing our district workers, we're failing the students of San Antonio as well. And one thing that is always talked about when it comes to creating our changes within our education system is money, and how the district will be able to afford certain initiatives. And as a student, it seems very hard to understand why our local politicians wouldn't want to invest in our education system, educators, and infrastructure. Nevertheless, there always seems to be an excuse. And I was reading an article by the Texas Tribune the other day about a $33 billion surplus of the state of Texas has received. I don't want to get too political, but both sides of the aisle had great ideas on how to spend the money. And as a student of Texas, I would like to ask them, will this money go to my education? Will it go to my mental health? Will it go to ensuring my safety at school? Will it go to ensuring that I don't have to go to sleep hungry? Will it go to ensuring that I don't have to go to sleep freezing at night? Will it go to making sure my favorite teacher doesn't have to pick up a second job to put food on her table? Will it go to improving the learning within my education system? This isn't a formal announcement of any kind, but SAISD has truly played an important and extremely important role with giving me the confidence that I have today, which is why I do plan on running for City Council in 2025. Because SAISD has given a young Latino child like myself the opportunity to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and to eventually become the youngest elected official in San Antonio history. Because students are the decision and leaders of tomorrow, and it only makes sense to include them in those same conversations now. Because we are the generation who are changing the outcome of elections, creating more equitable communities, and reaching out to political leaders demanding on how students are being taken seriously. Because we are tired of being told that we don't have the integrity, work ethic, or professionalism to become the leaders we have been and need to be. And to the adults in the room who say that students aren't capable of leading, I say to them, if we didn't have to lead, we wouldn't. But since you can't do so without arguing, we must set the example for them and for the generations to come. Because my generation's strength is not just the example of our power, but by the power of our example. And people like myself set the example that my generation is more than ready to be handed the torch to lead our nation into a future where all Americans can dream more, learn more, do more, and become more. I like to end off with a Bible verse from 1 Timothy 4:12, which states, "Let no man despise you for your youth, but set the example to the believers in the world in conduct, in spirit, in love, in faith, and in purity." There's also one more thing I'd like to add before I do end off. I'd like to highlight a mentor, friend, and my principal, Jennifer Benavides. She has been a major contributor to my success within Fox Tech Law Magnet by enabling our program to participate within various programs. And these opportunities have enabled student leaders like myself to contribute to the community in which we have. I just want to thank you for your time, and I will give the mic to one of our most committed and great superintendents SAISD has ever had, Dr. Jaime Aquino.
Gracias, Ramiro, for your leadership, your inspiring words. And please, Ramiro's mom, please stand up and be recognized. Behind, next to, and in front of every great individual is an amazing mother, and I speak from personal experience. So let's take another moment to give Ramiro another round of applause. Remember his name, because you will likely hear it again, maybe in 2025, in the future, perhaps as a mayor, governor, and even president of the United States. I am simply blown away by the incredible message delivered by Ramiro. He has set the bar really high, and I must admit, I'm feeling a bit anxious about following such an inspiring speech. Nevertheless, his words have demonstrated the incredible impact that SAISD is having on our students, proving that we are stronger than ever. So, I guess that there's no need for me to continue with the state of the district as he captured the essence of the work that we are doing on behalf of our kids. No, but seriously, Ramiro's journey is not just his own. It represents SAISD's story, which is also San Antonio's story. It is your story, because remember, a city is as good as its schools. So I am extremely grateful to work alongside an exceptional board of trustees who have demonstrated an unwavering commitment to doing what's best for our kids and building a brighter future for all. They were recently introduced, but I think it's worth calling their name again. President Cristina Martinez, Vice President Alicia Sebastian, Secretary Art Valdez, the former Mayor Ed Garza, Trustee Sarah Sorensen, Trustees Leticia Ostuna, and Trustee Patty Rado. Thank you for everything you do. And here is what it looks like when a board led by President Martinez puts students like Ramiro first. In the summer of last year, the board and I had a retreat because we wanted to gain a share of understanding of our common vision for the next 5 years for our district. To reach that, we made a decision that is probably very uncharacteristic of school districts across the country. For that retreat, we ensured that my entire cabinet was present because both President Martinez, my board, and I knew that it will take more than just one person to make this important change. And so we wanted everybody to contribute to the conversation. Our efforts culminated in an incredible declaration statement, which marks a significant milestone in our journey to achieving our vision. As a familia, we proclaim our unwavering commitment to raise the standard for all students, with a particular emphasis on those who have historically been underserved. And I want you to join me in reading aloud our declaration statement. 1, 2, 3. The San Antonio ISD. Come on, I don't hear you. Do I need to send you to timeout? Oh, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. The San Antonio ISD is an inclusive familia that is the destination for transformational learning that makes the impossible a reality by demonstrating an urgent and relentless love, nurture, and teach all of our kids as if they are our own, so they have the power to shape the world. Thank you, Board of Trustees, for your unwavering commitment to our district transformational journey. In SAISD, we have a good governance and well-functioning board. That makes an investment from all of you and through the city a sound decision. You also get the added bonus of having me as the leader. Just kidding. Don't invest in the district because of me. Do it because of my 45,000 kids. They are your kids. They are your future. And because I can guarantee that our board will ensure that you get your return for your investment. Following our declaration statement, the board adopted 4 ambitious goals and guardrails to ensure that our commitment to positive outcome is fully realized in the next 5 years. Our board has set such a high priority on these goals and guardrails that they have restructured how they run their board meetings to focus entirely on the district progress to fulfilling them, leading to shorter, tighter meetings, and the only thing we talk is about and how are the children in San Antonio ISD. You will notice that the board goals focus exclusively on student outcomes, especially in the areas of reading, math, college readiness, and social-emotional readiness. 2 of our goals focus on outcomes for all students, and 2 goals focus on specific students group where the system has allowed these students to fall behind. Due to the systemic inequities across the nation, the system has failed to deliver on the promise of high-quality education for our Black students and our students with disability. The trustees and all of us in San Antonio ISD are standing up for these children. We strongly believe that if we lift one student, we lift all students, meaning that once we find the strategy that works for one student population, for example, our Black student, we believe that we can apply to benefit all students. Then it was our turn to bring these goals to life. So over several months, we as a family of employers, parents, and community members, many of you who are here today, we charted a path that we will take together to build the schools we wish for our students through a district planning effort that has been unprecedented in American public education in its scope and inclusiveness. Our goal was to hear from all stakeholders. Thousands of educators, support staff, family, and citizens alike contributed through their feedback through over 5,000 staff survey, and my total number of employees is around 7,000. Almost every single one of them contribute to the process, but also through principals, network meeting, to community focus group and gathering. Since everyone's heart is in this work,
Every child deserves a quality education.
yes, God has spoken. God has spoken. Every child deserves quality education, and that's why you're here. Thank you, God. You said it. You said it. Oh, God wants to continue speaking. Debbie, you said it. It's all in God's hand. And he's going to deliver for students like Marcel Page from Sam Houston, and like Ramiro and Destiny from Edison. So because everyone's hearts are in the work, their voices needed to be in this plan, and I am proud that they are. Together, we created and refined a strategic management plan, one we call Always Learning. The title reflects that just as children learn, we as a district are always growing and learning too. Always Learning is not your typical strategic plan with a vision, mission statement, a handful of goals, great pictures of kids. No, it's instead a detailed roadmap that shows how we as a district and a community will come together to make miracles happen for our students. Moving forward, this is our plan to ensure that we keep students at the center of all our decisions. Always Learning will serve as a framework on how we report progress to all of you and our community. Each section of Always Learning outlines how we will meet our ambitious goal. The sections are 4, and pay attention to the language that we use because it was intentional. Our students, our future. Our staff, our strength. Our organization, our heartbeat. And our community, our familia. As you can see, the plan begins by acknowledging that our students are our future. And if you look into the plan, you will notice that our first strategy is to create a profile of a thriving student for us. We will then create profiles of thriving teachers, thriving school leaders, thriving classroom, and thriving schools, and finally, a thriving central office staff. We have already begun a parent engagement process to develop the profile of a thriving student. Before spring break, we held 6 parent platicas, or chats, informal chat, to begin the conversation directly with our parents to learn what they want and what are their hopes for their children. We wanted to hear all voices, even the ones that tend to be silent, and so we intentionally reach out to some of our most marginalized family. Next, we will begin an engagement to develop a profile of a thriving teacher. But let me tell you that we have already started that journey. As I began my tenure, one of my priorities was to stay rooted in the voices of our teachers. That's why I prioritize conversation with faculty at each school, where I actively listen for their insight, experiences, and idea. I have a goal of attending every single faculty at each school every year that I'm here. I'm 60 school with 40 more to go, and I will deliver on that before the end of the school year. These conversations keep me grounded in the day-to-day reality of the classrooms and the opportunity to gather feedback to shape our innovation path. In fact, the feedback we gather is reflected in our Always Learning plan. Thriving teachers are crucial to thriving students. We also develop profiles for thriving principals and thriving schools and thriving central office. When we build all these profiles, which we hope will be by May or June, we will have the layers of care and affirmation to become the foundation that supports every member of the SAISD familia. For example, at the beginning of the school year, we changed our principal development approach from centralized to decentralized. We used to bring the 100 principals to a room like this to talk about instruction, and that was not an effective approach. Instead, this year, we are facilitating professional learning sessions with small group of 15 and 20 principals for an entire morning from 8 to 12 at one of their schools. For example, on Tuesday, I had the pleasure of facilitating that at the Grace M. Houston High School. And the principal, we visit 3 algebra classrooms. And as a math person, I left inspired by the work that our teachers and students are doing at Sam Houston and across the entire school district. These 6-day sessions a month held at one of our schools provide an ideal platform for learning and growth. 6 days a month, I'm out of my office, in classroom, hallways, working side by side with our school leaders and delving into the heart of the matter. This commitment, believe me, is not easy. It takes time and dedication, but it is one of my highest priority, and as a teacher, it's the most fulfilling. It is my goal to inspire and lead the improvement of our district, and I believe that the only way to fully understand the successes and struggle of our schools and to help them thrive is to be in their environment, learning along them. As you all know, San Antonio Independent School District is as diverse and historically rich as the city whose name it shares. As San Antonio's founding school district, our neighborhood schools have served the heart of the Alamo City for more than 100 years. Today, we serve about 46,000 students across more than 95 schools in a culturally proud and urban community. And today, I stand with a great honor to proclaim that the state of the district is as strong as ever. Our students' graduation rate is strong. Look at that. I show you our demographics. And in 2021, look at our graduation rate. We are almost at the same level at the state. And we also have surpassed the college readiness rate from the state. So we are strong. When people say it cannot be done because of the student we serve, we are proving them wrong. We have maintained a B rating from the Texas Education Agency in both 2019 and again last year in 2022. And did you know that SAISD is the largest provider of high quality, full day early childhood program for students ages 3 or 4 in Bexar County? According to the Region 20 metrics, we serve 38% of Bexar County compared to Northside, which comes second with 32. That is despite the fact that our state does not fund fully day pre-K, and we offer full day pre-K. We also have the most campuses with dual language programs, and you saw it this morning. Our global society needs our students. Bilingualism and even more multilingualism is an asset to our collective humanity, as you saw this morning. And this is especially important in a city like San Antonio. Additionally, we offer the most early college option with an emphasis on preparing our students for college, career, and life right here in the great city of San Antonio. So will you join us in ensuring that we continue to grow leaders like Ramiro? Will you? So let me share another student story with you that Marilu began. I want to highlight one outstanding student, Nicolas Alonso, who embodies the determination, hard work, and limitless potential of our student. Nicolas is graduating from Sam Houston High School with an impressive set of accomplishments, including an associate degree in cybersecurity from St. Philip's College, numerous technical industry certification, and job offers from top companies in his field. Listen to this. Despite receiving a generous offer of $96,000 salary per year to work at a Fortune 500 company, Nicolas and his family decided to decline that offer because he wanted to be the first in his family to graduate from college before entering into the workforce. Next fall, Nicolas will continue his academic journey at UTSA, where he will pursue a degree in cybersecurity from a university that's nationally recognized for its excellence. Nicolas' remarkable achievements highlight the power of industry certification and college credit in providing our students with not only educational but also professional opportunity. Nicolas is a reflection of the support that everybody in this room and many others. Nicolas' story is just one story of many in our district that is embracing the opportunities to accelerate their academic and career trajectory. We are proud to provide our students with a rigorous, supportive environment that prepares them for success beyond high school. Our students continue to inspire us with their dedication, their hard work, and limitless potential. But I told the board when I was hired that if you hire me, you also hire me to tell you the truth. And we do face some challenges. But I know that we can overcome because of everybody in this room. The NAEP report, which is the gold standard in terms of the report card for our nation, paints a concerning picture. About a third of our students in Texas are reading on grade level, and the pattern is the same for students across the nation. These are alarming statistics. There should be a wake-up call for federal, state, and local government and all of you to prioritize education. This troubling reality raises questions as to why there has not been a more concerted effort and resources to address this issue. Considering the swift response that we had as a country and as a state and as a city to the pandemic, launching vaccines so quickly, one has to examine and wonder why the same level of commitment has not been used to combat the reality that 2/3 of our students in this nation are not reading on grade level. Like the pandemic, This is a matter of life or death for students who look like me. We're also planning for implications to our district as a result of changes to the state assessment and accountability system. Let me be very clear. We support being held accountable. We support higher standard. But we also want to be transparent with all of you on how these changes will affect us. We achieved, as you know, a B rating in 2019 and 2022, but we are predicting that we're going to slip because of these changes below a B, like many and most districts across the state, not because we're not doing great work, not because we have great students, but just think about one metric that I want to share with you, which is the college and career readiness metric. So until last year, we needed 60% of our students. That was the benchmark. We were last year at 75, way above the benchmark for the district. So now the state, or TA, in its great wisdom, has changed and increased it to 88. And let me tell you, I support that. I want high standard. But what I don't support is that they're doing it retroactive with the class of 2022 who graduated and are in colleges. If you're going to change the rules, don't do it after the game is over. So, but however, we are accounting for this in our Always Learning plan, or as I think it was Marcel from Sam Houston who called it in one of the meetings, it's not a plan, it's a document of promises. And that's going to be our roadmap to make sure that we get to a B rating and we get higher than that. But our challenges continue. From our latest landscape analysis, we know that demographics aren't in our favor. Just like school districts across the city, the state, and nation, we are facing with declining birth rates. As an urban district, we also experience the family migration as families seek more affordable housing outside the core. The bottom line, no new students are coming, and this is not unique to us, it is happening nationwide. As a result of these changes in demographic and family mobility, we, like other urban districts, need to address and plan for excess capacity in our facility. Currently, we have 52% excess capacity in our building. We recognize that our district resources are finite, and as the demographic students shift, we're taking it into account to make sure that we better serve our students. The state also does not invest in our future. You know, we rank 45th in the nation. Also, just as the state does not invest in our future, take a look at that slide, because the research by the Economic Policy Institute shows that starting teachers earn about 19% less than other college-educated workers with similar characteristics. It is unacceptable that teachers in our state are underpaid and for taking one of the most important responsibilities in our society, educating our next generation. Despite all of these challenges, we have a strong history and we have a hopeful future. We have been and continue to make steps to ensure we overcome the challenges. We're working toward a balanced budget. We have already cut $16 million this year from our central office operation. We're planning to cut another 10 or 15% from our department. Despite these central office budget cuts, we continue to support and prioritize the work in our schools on behalf of our students. We will monitor our progress to our Always Learning goals and objectives to ensure our students succeed. And we will ensure additional resources to fund key initiatives in the plan. And here are some ways where you might be able to assist us or point us in the direction for funding sources. To best serve our students, we're looking for funding for some of these Always Learning initiatives. Under our students, we are looking for ongoing professional development support to retain our staff, leadership development programs so we have the best leaders leading our building. Under our organization, we are looking for support for school renewal, including research for data analytics and community engagement. Under our community, we're looking for support to build better home and school partnership and research and to implement innovative idea for underutilized facility as maybe having affordable housing for our staff. You can also serve as an advocate for public education school district across Texas so that they're better funded. Advocacy can include supporting an increase to our basic allotment or the elimination of the average daily attendance. Getting this funding right benefits many other educators and business leaders across our city, including the crisis in the teacher shortage, and the increasing school safety. Join us in our Always Learning journey as an advocate, as a supporter, or maybe as a Children's Cabinet member. We are launching the Children's Cabinet in this spring, and the member of this cabinet will oversee that San Antonio lives up to expectation and make progress to its outcome. In addition to ensuring that we stay on course, you can help us by continuing improving Always Learning, and maybe even help us answer these tantalizing questions. Can San Antonio be branded as Education City USA, just like we are known for Military City USA? What could this look like? Maybe housing incentive for teachers? And just like San Antonio, a city of San Antonio subsidizes pre-K for SA through tax dollar, could the city also subsidize teacher pay for hard-to-serve school? Exciting and thought-provoking questions. Now, I want you to hear directly from a few more students in their own words of what they want and what they need from all of you.
Every child deserves a quality education. When we listen to kids, we learn what they need.
I want to feel safe in my school.
I want the best teachers possible.
I want to make sure my teachers are well paid and respected.
I need a mentor to talk to.
I want to graduate at the top of my class.
I want to go to college.
I want to graduate high school with college credit.
I would like to get my industry certification before I graduate.
I want to be a teacher.
I would love to shadow a lawyer in my field.
I want to be a mayor.
I want to start my own business one day.
I want to be a cosmetologist.
I would like to be the President of the United States.
I want my school to be A+.
Join us as an advocate for education. When we work together, every kid wins, and our community wins. Let's achieve together.
Will you help us help our children achieve their best future? Our children are your future leaders and innovators. They are your future top performing employees, and they are the future teachers of your children and grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, to address the challenge of providing quality education to all in the city of San Antonio, we need a collective effort that brings all of you, all our stakeholders to tackle the issue that we face in our school. Quality education is an essential human right. For many of our students that look like me, students of color, of low income, with disability, and second language learner, the ability to read, write, know mathematics, and think strategic is the new civil right. This is a human rights issue. It's a civil rights issue. It's a social justice issue. This is the new civil right of our generation. And this is our collective dream. At the district, we dream big. and we are committed to making the impossible a reality. We're going to show the nation that the way kids come to us is no excuse for the way they leave us. However you decide to join us, we welcome your support. Thank you for making miracles happen for our kids. And let me conclude by sharing a powerful quote that has resonated with me from Trustee Rado, that is a tribute to Carmen Vasquez Gonzalez, I think. Got it right? When in the presence of a child, always a teacher. As members of the business community, as member of the city of San Antonio, you must always remember that you're always in the presence of a child, even when you are not. Every decision you make has a significant impact on the future generation. I implore you to invest in education of our youth by supporting our students. Remember, you are always in the presence of a child. So let's work together to shape a brighter future for them. Thank you very much. And now, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Not as inspiring as Ramiro. I'm going to get some tips from here. Now, I would like to actually invite Ramiro back to join me on the stage, along with our amazing board president, Cristina Martinez, because now we have an opportunity to engage in some of the questions that have been posed throughout the time.
Hello. Okay. I forgot to mention that there are some index cards on your table. If you would like to please ask some questions of our panelists, our superintendent, board president, and our student, please write your questions, and both Judy and I will come around and pick them up and pose them to our panelists. Oh, and you can use the QR code right up there to submit your questions.
It was a good speech. You hit on all the points. It was a good speech.
Also, as we're gathering questions before you all leave today, there's a table tent on your table. That is the way you can click in there and say, which of those 4 ways do you want to get involved in this work? So please take a moment to do that as well before you leave us today. This is going to be a tough one. I already know it. If it's coming from Rex. Get ready, Ramiro.
I definitely will. I'll show them how it's done.
I'm confused by some of the statistics.
Yeah. Okay.
Reading and math scores statewide and presumably in SAISD are only about 30 or 35%. If that's the case, how can SAISD students be so college ready at this much higher double number?
Thank you, Rex, for that question. Very, very, very insightful. Remember that that's only one measure of the assessment, which is the student's reading ability and mathematics ability. And it's one test given in one moment in time. It does not include the other body of portfolio. So for example, it does not measure the ability of a student to get up like Ramiro and speak. It does not measure the student's ability to do the mariachi performance, like the students who greeted you as a distinguished gentleman. It is only one moment in time, but it is an important moment in time. It's an important piece of data, and we are committed to making sure that this we reverse the trajectory. But the data is accurate. And the NAEP is an assessment that's done in 4th grade, 8th grade, and 12th grade in terms of taking a test in one moment in time to determine that. It is a great benchmark to us for compare ourselves with other countries around the world, but it does tell you that we have a lot of work to do.
Thank you. This question is for Ramiro. What do you need from us, the business community, to be successful in your career?
I would say go to your local high school and middle school and look for the programs in which are incentivizing children to become better leaders. If we had more availability with grants for something like the Law Magnet at Fox Tech and they were able to put more money towards this program, I can guarantee the success would really would grow exponentially. I think a lot of it goes to, I've seen my teachers struggle trying to afford us to even go to Austin for our state trip. So if you're able to find those schools, find those programs, and invest in those programs, it's going to make a huge difference within those schools.
Thank you. Any other questions? And we're close to ending time, but if we have any other questions, we want to make sure everyone takes advantage of these wonderful panelists. Yes.
How is college readiness measured for that statistic? And then how do you ensure the follow-up to see that they're successful in college or post-graduation?
There are many different metrics that are used to establish college, career, and military readiness. So different buckets of the state determine. It could include ACT assessment, SAT assessment, the TIA, is it? The TIA, too. So it looks at a combination. So there are many different opportunities for students to establish what that state has defined as college and career, and those are one. There's also by college courses that they're taking, whether they're taking advanced placement, dual credit, all those reflect in the metric. And since you're standing, you can talk to Teresa Urabaso, my data queen. She can give you the metrics on that.
Thank you. We have, I think probably our board president may address this question. Will there be an opportunity to add vocational and workplace office readiness programs?
Workplace and office readiness programs. So I think our P-Tech programs are really working on doing that right now specifically. I know that as part of our P-Tech programs, they are building in, for example, classes on resume writing. They're making sure that students know how to interview. And one of the goals of every P-Tech program is student internships that senior year. And so the best workplace learning experience is in the workplace with industry. And so one of the critical needs is companies who allow our students into their businesses. And we actually have a career event happening in a few weeks where we've invited industry to come and recruit students for summer internships. That is the #1 thing that our students need. They need to be around other working adults. They need that role modeling. They need to see, they need to know what they don't know to make life decisions. And so that, the workplace learning, all of those things are embedded in making sure our kids get into industry and work with companies directly.
One of our guests asked me to just mention and give a plug for our remote mentor program that we have for our new college grads. So a number of folks in this room are in that program. It's another way that you can volunteer to assist our students in persistence through their 2-year or 4-year program. So really encourage you guys to do that. And a couple of folks where Ramiro mentioned on how to invest, if you'd like to invest in their trips to Austin, we can help you. We have a field trip fund that uses those kinds of purposes, so we're here to do that. Another question was around if our students had recently taken the STAR readiness test to help make sure they're prepared for the new STAR later this spring.
So next month, the students will be taking the STAR assessment, which has been redesigned, and our schools and our teachers and our principal have been working diligently the entire year so the students are able to demonstrate what they know, truly know, in the new version of the assessment. The assessment is required now to be fully online. That's not an issue for us, as we have been pioneers in that, so the students know. One of the major challenges is that when the STAR was redesigned this year, it includes a lot of writing. And let me tell you, I actually support that change. There are only two ways to demonstrate reading comprehension, and it's not by multiple choice. It's by a student orally being able to express and what they learn or put it in writing. It is the right move. The standard is much more rigorous. What I would have hoped was that the state would have given us a runway, not of a year, only a year, to prepare our kids on how to adapt to these changes, on writing on a laptop to take to assessment. Most states across the nation give you notice 3 and 5 years in advance so that we can change our practice. We only really had 6 months as they're taking the assessment next year. But as I'm in classrooms and schools, I'm very proud of the work that teachers and our principals are doing to prepare our students for that.
We're going to invite up our board president, Christina Martinez, for some closing remarks. And we're going to thank you all again for being with us today, for supporting and listening to the vision, to the questions and the answers. Thank our panelists, Ramiro and Jaime.
All right, so I am your closing act for today. Thank you for staying with us to the end of our event. I want to thank all of you for your interest in our story. Again, thank you to Dr. Aquino and to Ramiro for articulating all of the wonderful things happening in our district. I want to reinforce our message by urging you to join us in the important work that we're doing. There are QR codes on the table. They're not just for money, although we do like supporting the foundation. I will tell you that when I walk into a school and I see a classroom full of drones or a STEM room where teachers can take their kids to build, those are the kinds of things that keep our teachers moving forward, having that investment from the foundation, having the tools and the supplies they need to carry out the curriculum that they want. The foundation does that for us every single day. So thank you to the foundation board members that are here. Thank you for your incredible work supporting our teachers and our schools. We want you to help us advocate at the state of Texas to invest in children and its teachers. We want you to know that we appreciate your time and your energy, and we ask you to be part of this important work. This concludes our event this evening. I want to thank the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce, and of course the foundation for being a part of this, for being with us today and getting this message out. Please scan the QR code. Please scan the QR code. Decide how you're going to help us, and let's keep moving forward. Thank you for being here.
What I want